Have you ever shared a big dream or a secret worry and instantly felt a little weaker? Like you gave away a piece of your power? It's not just in your head. There's a science to why strategic silence is one of the most powerful tools of the emotionally intelligent. Most people will get the first two, but 99% of us get the last one wrong. And it's the one that quietly sabotages our relationships and our own motivation without us ever knowing why. Don't skip it. Future goals. Let's start with something that feels so natural, so human, that telling you not to do it feels almost wrong. It's that incredible surge of excitement when you have a new idea, a brilliant business plan, a commitment to finally get in shape, a decision to learn a new language. The energy is electric, and your first instinct is to grab your phone, to tell your partner, to post about it. You want to declare your intention to the world. And right there, in that moment of declaration, you're setting a sophisticated psychological trap for yourself. The research on this is fascinating and incredibly clear. When you announce a goal to others, your brain experiences a phenomenon that psychologists call social reality. This means that the simple act of talking about your goal and receiving social acknowledgement for it, the likes, the encouraging comments, the pats on the back, gives your brain a premature sense of completion. You get a little hit of dopamine, the same neurochemical reward you would get from actually achieving the goal. Your brain, in its beautiful and sometimes flawed efficiency, starts to confuse the talking with the doing. It feels good, so it must be progress, right? But this is where the danger lies. That feeling of satisfaction actually decreases your motivation to do the hard work required to make the goal a reality. You've already gotten the social reward, so the internal drive to push through the boring, difficult, and unglamorous parts of the process begins to wane. Think about it like this. You've essentially eaten the dessert before you've even touched the main course. You're full on the sweet taste of validation, leaving less appetite for the actual substance of the work. An intelligent person understands this internal wiring. They recognize that their motivational energy is a finite and precious resource. Instead of dissipating it through premature announcements, they channel it inward. They become fiercely protective of their nascent ideas, treating them like a seed that needs to be nurtured in the dark before it's strong enough to face the sun. They know that the most powerful momentum is built in silence, through small, consistent actions that no one else sees. This doesn't mean you have to become a hermit who never speaks of their ambitions. The key is to be incredibly selective. Instead of broadcasting your intentions to your entire social circle, you share them with a single dedicated accountability partner or a mentor whose job isn't just to cheer you on, but to ask the hard questions. What's your first step? What obstacles do you foresee? How can I support you when you want to quit? This transforms the conversation from one of passive validation to one of active strategy. You're not seeking applause. You're seeking a co-pilot. So the next time you feel that exhilarating rush of a new goal, I want you to pause. Take a deep breath. Write it down for yourself. Map out the first 3 steps. Take the very first, smallest action possible. Feel the internal satisfaction of that private victory. Let the work, not the words, be your announcement. Protect your goals from the diluting effect of public opinion and premature praise. The silence isn't empty. It's the incubator where your future is being built. Let your success be the noise you eventually make. Deepest fears. Now, let's move from the future to the past and the present. We live in an era that champions vulnerability, and for good reason. Being open can build incredible bonds of trust and intimacy. We're told to share our struggles, to be authentic, to let people see the real us. And while the intention behind this is beautiful, it's a message that lacks a critical layer of nuance. The intelligent person understands that vulnerability is not a blanket policy. It is a privilege that should be earned, not given away freely. They practice what I call strategic vulnerability, which is vastly different from the emotional oversharing that can often be mistaken for authenticity. Think of your deepest insecurities, your past traumas, or your most significant personal struggles as a form of emotional currency. It is incredibly valuable. When you share it with someone who is trustworthy, empathetic, and has earned the right to hear it, you are making a powerful investment in that relationship. It forges a bond of mutual respect and deep connection. But when you hand over that currency to someone who isn't ready for it, or worse, someone who might misuse it, you are not only devaluing your own experiences, but also putting yourself at significant risk. Oversharing your deepest fears with the wrong audience can have serious consequences. In a professional setting, it can unintentionally signal a lack of confidence or competence, causing others to second-guess your ability to handle pressure. In a new friendship, it can create an uncomfortable power dynamic, making the other person feel like an unwilling therapist rather than an equal partner. And in the hands of a manipulative or toxic individual, your vulnerabilities can be cataloged and later used as ammunition against you. The intelligent person doesn't see this as being cynical, they see it as being discerning. They have learned to read the subtle cues of human behavior to determine who is truly safe. They operate with an internal circle of trust model. In the outermost circle are acquaintances and colleagues. With them, you share surface-level information, your thoughts on a project, a funny story about your weekend. As you move inward to the circle of friends, you begin to share more, your frustrations, your minor worries, your hopes. And then, in the very center is your sanctum. This is your inner circle, composed of maybe 1 to 3 people, a partner, a lifelong best friend, a trusted family member. These are the only people who get access to your deepest fears and most fragile truths. How do you know who belongs in that inner circle? You look for consistent patterns of behavior over time. Do they demonstrate reciprocity, sharing their own vulnerabilities after you've shared yours? Do they listen without judgment, offering support instead of unsolicited advice? Are they discreet, proving that they can hold your stories with the same care they would their own? These are not things you can assess in a single conversation. Trust is built in tiny, incremental moments. It's the friend who remembers a small detail you told them weeks ago. It's the partner who sits with you in your sadness without trying to fix it. It's the mentor who keeps your professional anxieties in the strictest confidence. So the lesson here isn't to build walls around your heart. It's to build a gate and to become a very wise gatekeeper. Before you share something deeply personal, ask yourself one simple question. Has this person earned the right to hear this story? Let your authenticity be a gift you share with those who have proven they know how to cherish it. This isn't about being closed off, it's about being self-protective, and that is a hallmark of true emotional intelligence. Private victories. This brings us to our final point, and it is by far the most counterintuitive and the one most of us get wrong. We've talked about guarding your future goals and being selective with your past struggles. Now, we need to talk about how to handle your present successes. It seems logical that sharing good news would be a wonderful way to connect with others. You got the promotion, you closed the deal, you hit your fitness goal, you're feeling proud and happy, and you want to share that joy. But an exceptionally intelligent person is often incredibly discreet about their own victories. They understand a fundamental and often uncomfortable truth about human nature. Unsolicited success stories can create distance, not connection. This isn't because people are inherently bad or that your friends don't want you to succeed. It stems from the powerful psychological principle of social comparison. From the moment we are born, we are wired to assess ourselves by looking at others. When you announce a major win, especially if it's out of context, the person listening doesn't just hear your good news, they immediately and often subconsciously hold it up as a mirror to their own life. If they are feeling insecure about their own career, your promotion can feel like a spotlight on their stagnation. If they are struggling financially, your story about a big purchase can inadvertently highlight their own lack. This doesn't make them a bad friend, it makes them human. Announcing your victories can be perceived as bragging, even when that is the furthest thing from your intention. It can shift the dynamic of a relationship, introducing a subtle element of competition or envy where there was once only camaraderie. The intelligent person is acutely aware of this. They are masters of reading the room. They understand that timing and context are everything. They don't withhold their successes out of a lack of confidence, but out of a deep sense of social grace. They let their achievements speak for themselves. Their confidence is quiet. Their competence is evident in their work and their demeanor, not in their announcements. So, how do they handle it? They share their victories in contexts where it is appropriate and expected. In a performance review with their boss, they will absolutely detail their accomplishments. In a conversation with a mentor who has been guiding them, they will share the positive outcome. With their partner and family who have been on the journey with them, they will celebrate enthusiastically. They share the win with the people who are in the trenches with them. The difference is they don't use their success as a conversational centerpiece in casual social situations. They wait to be asked. When a friend says, "How's that big project at work going?" it opens the door for them to share the good news in a way that feels natural and responsive, not self-serving. They might frame it with humility, saying, "It was a huge team effort, but we finally got it over the line, and I'm really proud of what we accomplished." This approach honors their achievement without making anyone else feel small. It's a powerful shift from "look at me" to "let me share what happened." So I encourage you to embrace the power of the private victory. Savor your own successes first. Feel that deep internal pride that doesn't require any external validation. Let the quality of your life and the results you produce be the evidence of your triumphs. True intelligence isn't just about what you know or what you achieve. It's about understanding how your actions and words impact the people around you. Ultimately, this isn't about building walls or being a secretive, inauthentic person. It's the opposite. It's about building the right doors and giving the keys to the right people. Strategic silence isn't a function of fear, it's a function of wisdom. It's the quiet confidence that comes from knowing your own mind, protecting your own energy, and curating your connections with profound intention. It is the sacred space where your biggest goals can incubate without interference, where your deepest self can feel safe without judgment, and where your greatest victories can be truly, deeply savored on your own terms. Which of these three made you stop and rethink a specific conversation you've had? The one about private victories was a huge paradigm shift for me. Be honest, did any of them hit home for you too?